Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura Gardner and I'm doing 10 minutes of morning yoga every day this month, so make sure you subscribe and join me in the challenge. We're going to do yoga for our hips this morning and we're going to get started on our backs. So lie down onto your back, make yourself comfortable. We're going to start with the right knee hugged into the chest, so hold on to the shin or the back of the thigh, and then extend your left leg away and flex your left foot. And just hold there for a moment. So pushing through the left leg, at the same time squeezing the right knee up to the right shoulder. Maybe close the eyes over and use this time to tune in with your breath. Take a big inhale and exhale in and out through your nose. Keep your left leg active. Lift your left leg to hover up off the floor, push your heel away. And then switch over. So hug your left knee into your chest, extend your right leg on your mat, flex the foot. So kick your heel away from your body at the same time as you're squeezing your left knee in and up. Close the eyes over, tune in with your breath. Lift the leg to hover. Another breath there, keep pushing through the right foot. And then hug both knees into your chest. Have a rock from side to side. Take your hands onto your knees, so one hand onto each knee. Start to circle the knees around apart from one another, so both legs moving in opposite directions, and we're just loosening up the hips here. Do a few circles back the other way. Take your feet to the floor, cross your right ankle on the top of your left thigh, so you make an upside down 4 shape, and then hug your left knee to your chest. At the same time, internally push your right knee away from your body. You can hold onto the shin, or you can hold onto the back of the thigh, or you can even drop your left foot to the floor if that's more comfortable for you. Take a breath. Release and switch over. Take your right foot to the floor, left ankle crosses on top of the thigh. Hug your knee to your chest in whichever way is most comfortable for you. Relaxing as you exhale, maybe your knee squeezes a little further towards your chest as you breathe out. Keep the left knee pushing away from the body. And then release. Take your feet back to the floor. Hug your knees in again, but this time take your hands onto the back of the thighs. Rock yourself up, cross your legs, sit yourself tall, roll your shoulders back. And then we're going to come into bound angle pose. So stay facing that way. I'm going to spin around just so you can see me a bit better. Soles of the feet come together, knees out wide, tilting slightly forwards from the hips if that's comfortable. Or if you're very tight in the hips and this is a little bit uncomfortable, or if it's painful at all, then you're going to ease back. Take your hands behind you, maybe hold onto the legs or pop something under your thighs. So work with where you're at the moment, just going really gently with it, especially if you are doing this in the morning. We're always a little bit stiffer first thing in the morning. We haven't moved around and mobilized our joints fully yet. So go slowly, go carefully, use the breath as you exhale. That's when you want to relax and sink deeper into the pose. Take one more breath here. And then sit yourself tall, cross your legs over, and we're going to do some twists. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. Turn around to your right, take your right arm behind you, look over your right shoulder. Come back to the center, inhale, sit tall. As you exhale, twisting around, take the left arm behind you, look over your left shoulder. Come back to the center on the inhale, and then coming into your downward facing dog, so onto hands and knees, and then lift your hips up into the air. Pedal out through your feet, loosen up the backs of your legs. Shift your weight from one side to the other as you bend the opposite knee. And then inhale, right leg up into the air. Start to draw some circles in the air with your legs. So keep a fairly straight leg. You're moving around from the hip. And then circle back the other way. Inhale. As you exhale, round your back, draw your knee to your chest. Inhale, lift your right leg back up. Exhale, see if you can get your foot between your hands. So you're going to bring your knee to the chest and then take your foot between the hands. Drop your left knee to the floor and tuck your toes. If your foot doesn't get underneath your knee and you're somewhere here, you're just going to use the hand to shuffle the foot forwards. Walk your foot out to the right, so both arms are on the inside of your leg. As you exhale, sink the hips forwards and down. Make sure your right knee doesn't go beyond your ankle though, so we're not coming into this position. If you need a deeper stretch, just slide your left leg a little bit further back. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Walk your foot back into the center. Tuck your toes in your left foot, come back to your downward facing dog. Extend your right leg back up into the air. And we're going to do some figure of eights this time. So see if you can draw a figure of eight in the air with your right leg and then back the other way. And then inhale, stretch up. Exhale, take your knee to your right elbow. Inhale, extend your leg up into the air. Exhale, coming into pigeon pose. So your knee comes towards your right hand and your foot goes behind the left hand. So your shin is going across the mat. So it might go straight across, it might go slightly back at an angle, but you want your knee behind your right hand and your foot behind your left hand, wherever it is. And then start to slide your left leg away. Maybe stop here if you need to, or maybe you can sink all the way down. Untuck your back foot, and then take your forearms to the floor, just if that's comfortable, and hold there. Breathe deeply. Let everything sink down. Maybe you want to cross the arms over and fold all the way down. You can rest your head on your hands. Make sure you're really comfortable, whichever option you've chosen. Gradually start to come back up onto your hands. So hands come shoulder distance apart. Tuck your left toes. Walk your knee in a few times to lift the hips. Come back to downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet. And then we'll do all the same on the left side. So we're going to inhale, left leg up into the air. Start to draw those circles in the air with your leg. So circling a few times around one way and then back the other way. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take your foot between your hands. Gently lower your right knee and tuck the toes. Bring your arms onto the inside as you walk your foot out to the left edge of your mat, and then send your hips forwards. If you need a deeper stretch, you can take your right leg back behind you. Lift the chest for a moment, pause there. Walk your foot back to the center. Tuck your right toes, come back to your downward facing dog. Extend your left leg back up into the air. Draw some figure of eights in the air with your left leg. Switch directions. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take your knee to your left elbow. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, pigeon pose. So your shin is going to go across the mat. Knee comes behind your left hand, and then your foot is in line with your right hand. Right foot starts to slowly make its way back. Hip staying in line, so you don't need to come as low as this. You can stay here and come down to your forearms here if that's comfortable for you. Just see what works best. Onto the forearms, or you could even rest all the way down. Take your head to one side. So again, just make yourself comfortable settle in. Maybe you want to shift the hips a little side to side, make sure they're level, make sure your right hip isn't popping up as the left hip comes down. Both hips in line, equally pushing to the floor. Shoulders relaxed, everything comfortable. Big deep breath. And then come onto the hands again. So take the hands under the shoulders, pushing your chest up. Walk your right toes back in, come back to downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet. Hold down dog for a moment, lift the hips up and back, squeeze the front of the legs up. As you exhale, lower down. And then come into your comfortable cross-legged position or comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. Sit yourself tall and upright. Shoulders rolling back, shoulder blades slide down the back. Core lightly engaged, spine long and upright. Chest open, close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths here. Tune in with your body, notice how everything is feeling. As you exhale, feel your legs relax and sink to the floor. Slowly bring your hands to your chest and open your eyes. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you this time tomorrow. Bye.